Heisman, and today I'm going to start a new video series called How to Start a Business with Low Income, Low Finances. A lot of you have been asking me to do this series, and I feel like now is the time that I'm supposed to do this series. Anyway, I wanted to start off with a scripture verse, and it's in Ecclesiastes 5, verse 3. A dream comes with many cares. Now, a friend gave me that scripture when I was just about to start a business, and I thought, great, this is going to be hard, isn't it? But you know what? That is the truth of the matter. Starting a business can be tough. Now, I wanted to share with you how I started my first business and also take you back to how I was prepared to start my first business. Now, I was one of 12 children. I was number 4. Anybody who comes from a large family can tell you their number in the lineup. I was number 4. And my father, he was providing for his family through being a bakery delivery person. Well, he knew that wasn't enough money, and so he started to look for something else, and he became a State Farm insurance agent. Well, back in the days, they didn't just give you a clientele. You had to go out and develop one. He started working 16-hour days, and we watched him. We watched him start his own business. And it wasn't long before he was doing better financially. We bought another house. We watched my mom and dad go to Europe and different vacations. He got so successful, he was about number 50 in the state. But we watched how he did it. He went out and worked hard, and then he would share with us nuggets along the way. Now, one of the one nuggets that he shared that I've always remembered was always pay your people well, because if you want them to stay with you, so you don't have to retrain, and also if you want to ask more from them. Other agents failed to do that, and they always had a high turnover. My dad had a gal that stuck with him for years, and he was able to semi-retire years later. Like at age 55, he moved to Florida for 6 months, and while he was gone, she ran his company, and his company grew while he was gone because he paid his people well. I always remember that one nugget, but he shared other nuggets. He always shared with us what was happening. Well, let me tell you about my first experience about starting a business. And it's got to do with going and getting it for yourself. Because when you're in a large family, that's part of how I was prepared, was being in that large family. Because being in a large family, no one gave you anything. You had to go out and get it for yourself. Whatever you wanted, you had to go get it. You had to be independent. You just had to go for it. And so that one ingredient is going to help me in my first business. I wanted to be a professional model. And so I lived in the Cleveland area. And I went to classes, paid for classes, and at the end of those classes, they said, you gotta go take classes in Cleveland because they're the ones who can really get you a job. And so I did. I went to Cleveland, signed up with an agency, took their classes, and their classes was a photography class, and at the end, I would end up with a portfolio that I could show photographers on how I photographed. So at the end of that class, they go, okay, now here's a list of photographers, go see them and see if they can use you as a model. I thought, oh my gosh, that is about stopping me right there. I was terrified to go and show anybody my work. But I had a decision to make. I either went or my dream ended right there. I decided to do it. So I knocked on some doors, photographer doors, and I got my first job. And then I had another decision to make because I was totally terrified by now. And I got to the job and I thought, I can hold back and look scared, and I know they'll never book me again, or I can just go for it, and maybe it would be okay. And that's what I did. I got there and I went for it. And at the end of that job, they hired me for a campaign that would be for brides. And I was in the newspapers like quite often, 3 times a week for like a year, 2 years on different campaigns. But I had to go for it. No one else could do that for me. I had to go out and get it, terrified, but I had to go out and get it. You're going to be doing things that you've never done before. It's not going to feel comfortable. You're going to be freaked. But unless you go out and take that risk and do it, your dreams kind of just die there. They're not going to go any further. So my first piece of nugget, embrace hardship and go for it. Terrified if you have to, but go for it. Again, I'm going to be doing more nuggets. They're going to be short videos each time, and but I've got a lot more videos to share, a lot more stories to share. Anyway, I'm Barb Keisman, and you've been listening to Dare to Dream Once More.